I'd like to welcome everyone to the June 16th, 2022 meeting of the Parks Commission. In accordance with the provisions allowed by Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021, the June 16th, 2022 public meeting of the Lakeville Parks Commission will be held remotely. However, to view this meeting in process, please go to facebook.com/LakeCAM. You do not need a Facebook account to view the meeting. This meeting will be recorded and available to be viewed at a later date at www.lakecam.tv. Okay. Moving on with the agenda. We don't have any minutes to review, so that's fine. So we'll move to number 2. And that's an update from the director of Clear Pond, Mr. Berry. Anticipated opening day, still June 25th.
Yes, sir. June 25th.
Okay, good. Good. Probably be good if we get it up on the board there at Ted Williams Camp. Can't hurt. Are you administrator on the Facebook page, Doug?
No, I'm not.
Okay, I think Nellie is. So what is that one? Clear Pond Fun in the Sun? Is that the one?
No, I think she was. That's one that we just started this year.
I tried to Google it and I couldn't get anything else come up other than the crew and the Fun in the Sun.
Right, I've done the same. I don't know. Maybe
it's through the town website.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to check into that. We'll have to get that up as fast as we can.
Yeah. So we're still working on the pay process with Town Hall.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We're working on that. We're moving right ahead. We've got the Board of Health have already getting set to do our inspection on the concession stand. We plan to go 7 days. Lifeguard situation is approved. We have all our attendance. Everything's in place. We had a great park commission and a great town of Lakeville to go.
Awesome. Did I send out to you? I found I got Nellie to send me the event schedule fees. Did I send that out to everybody?
I didn't see them. Okay,
I didn't. I will forward it out. It's the fees that we had from actually 2 years ago. We didn't change them last year. As far as the groups. So we can take a look at that and make a final decision in the next meeting. But we'll review that. I'll send that out to everybody and we can go forward with that. Doug, do you have anything you want to add at this point other than your staff looks pretty good? And
yeah, the park looks great. It was left in great shape from last year. We burned sand and gravels, brought in a lot of sand. We have Michelle's greenhouse is going to be bringing in flowers. Things look pretty good, and we just need people now. That's what we need.
Okay, good. So are you going to have the kids in for the Saturday before, or you usually used to do that? Right.
We plan on having a meeting, a staff meeting on Thursday, and then on Friday that'll be at 2:00, and then on Friday at 1:00. Anybody that wishes to come in, as far as the staff members are concerned, or any volunteers, we'll be starting at 1:00 on Friday. That'll be the day before we open.
Okay, so that would be Friday the 24th.
Yes, at 1:00.
At 1:00. Okay, good. Paula, yes, you got your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to ask Doug if they pay coming in.
We're having a hard. I'm sorry, Paula, but we're having a hard time hearing you. Can you say that again?
Yes.
Paula, you're freezing.
I'll try it again.
Paula, I've shut off your video so we can still hear you though.
All right, I think you can put it back, but okay, I just wanted to know if the all the kids that come in ahead of time, you have an orientation or they come in and do stuff, Doug, they're going to make out a timesheet, be paid?
We've done that in the past. I probably
Yeah,
and to defer to you guys to see if that's all right. I'm sure it is, but.
that's what we did last year. I was just
Right.
checking on that, so we can expect it.
Yes.
Okay,
Does
thank you.
anybody,
And how many attendants did you wind up with, Doug?
we and winded up with 8 attendants. One of them is going to be a lifeguard.
Okay, so there's really 7 and 2
No,
full-timers?
There was 9. There's going to be 8. No, they're all part-timers.
I
Sharon,
thought there were gonna be 2 40-hour full-timers.
no.
I think they were gonna be more like 30 something.
Yeah, they're in the 20s, the high 20s, 28 in that vicinity.
Do these kids know that? Because I am under the understanding that they were 2 40-hour positions. That's what we discussed, and then the others you were gonna put part-time. So I don't know that the new hires know that they're not full-time. Have you discussed that? Do they know that?
I'd have to say we were going to go over all our schedules and all that, but we've never had to commit to 40-hour attendance before. We've always had part-timers, so that was something that I thought we discussed at the last meeting or whatever.
We did discuss it, and Mike had suggested the 2 full-timers and then the rest part-timers, and that's what we decided. So I'm just asking if the new people being hired know this.
No,
That's,
In that discussion about full-time, yeah, that was correct, but then I think we discussed full-time would be around 30 hours. 30 to 32 hours.
no, we did not.
Yeah,
No, we
'cause I
did
said
not.
that was the minimum.
Absolutely not.
Scott, you have to say.
No,
I don't recall the 40 hours, but
see, to make
I
this,
think that we discussed it because you were saying, well, how do you know it's full-time? And I said, because they put it on their application and they wanted full-time 40 hours. We did not, Doug didn't want 4 40-hour people. He wanted part-timers. So we
Correct.
split it, and there were 2 full-timers and the rest were part-timers. I'm just worried that if they don't get their full-time, they may back out. And I don't know that they know that. That's another issue.
well, I mean, Paula, the job spec says up to 40 hours. It doesn't say that it has to be a 40-hour position.
I understand. I believe that they asked for 40 hours full-time.
I understand, but
And
just
we
because they asked
discussed
for
it.
it doesn't mean that we have to give it to them.
correct,
Why would we not give it to them?
because the scheduling does not because we're going to 7 days, and we have to have lunch breaks now, consistent of 1 hour. A full-timer, an 8-hour person needs a 1-hour lunch break, or a half an hour lunch break, and 2 15 minutes. And so by splitting it up into 12 to 6 hours and 6 hours, now it's only a half an hour break, and it fits the schedule for what we need in order to have 3 people on, one at the gate, one at the concession, and the maintenance on at all times. And we are not allowed to go over 160 hours, I believe, or it's 168. We
160, yeah.
set it up, the minimum 168 hours in a 7-day week, being open 8 hours a day. And then we went from there and divvied them up. Some of the youngsters are anywhere, some of them are going to be 12 hours, some are going to be 18, and some are, I think, 28 or 30 in that vicinity.
My concern is that there are some of these fellows that are coming back, the 2 full-timers that were hired back are under the impression, I think, that they were hired full-time. Full-time for them meant 40 hours, and that's what we discussed. But I'm saying, I don't think they know that, Doug.
Paula, are these the two people that you dealt with and that you had told
Who's
them?
talking?
I'm sorry, it's Michael. I know at the last meeting you were talking about two people who you promised full-time to. Is that who you're talking about?
I didn't promise, it was on their application, full-time.
Okay,
And the full-time to them meant 40 hours, and as far as I know with HR, it was at 40 hours. And then Doug said, no, we don't need, he didn't want 40-hour people, so it got changed to 2 full-time, and the rest would be part-time. My concern is that I don't know that these kids, these ones that are coming back, know that it's not full-time. And I don't want to open up on the 20, wait till the day before or whatever, and have them not know this.
Well, then we'll have Mr. Berry contact him tomorrow.
Okay, I can
Yeah,
do that. See, the reason why we have to wait a little bit too is because people, like we said, one person moved on another one, so the schedule is gonna change. And then one person backed out, and so then the schedule is gonna change again. So we are in a position, but my recollection is we had everybody was gonna be, we only talked about part-timers. I never talked about anybody being full-time.
I think that you're mistaken. That was
Okay.
clearly discussed in the executive meeting. And I was very adamant about that because I wanted the 4 full-timers that worked last year to come back, but you wanted to divide that up with part-timers. My concern is that they don't know this, okay?
Okay.
So I think they deserve a courtesy call to know that, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, what I have written down here was 30 hours and then 20 something hours and then 12 hours. That's what I have written down.
There was a lot of part-time hours, but I don't recollect that.
Yeah, they were all part-time.
Sorry, no, there were 2 full-timers.
Okay, all right. Well, we're moving forward on that.
Okay,
Okay, Doug, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, just ready to have fun in the sun and get to it. It's coming real fast. We've had a great response from the townspeople, and we look forward to a great year.
Okay, so you're gonna check with the treasurer on the,
Yes,
see what she's got going for a payment process, but what Mike showed us with the what do you call it there,
square.
the square. I mean, that may be the way to go, but it's all in what the town hall wants.
correct.
Okay,
well,
all right, Paula or Mike, do you have any other questions for Mr. Berry?
Nope, we had a
no,
great meeting.
that's just one concern.
Okay,
All right.
Mr. Berry, you're excused. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
On to the next item. We still have an issue of some volleyball lights that are out. There's 3 lights that are out and there's only 6 lights. So it's not like it's just 1 out of 10. It's half the lights are out. So we've got to figure out some way of getting them replaced without expending tons of money to rent a bucket truck.
For 3 lights.
All right, no, I know, but when it's half the lights.
Okay,
So I don't know if between now and the next meeting, we can come up with some idea of how to get this remedied.
okay. I'll go down and take a look.
It's the 2 lights in the back right-hand corner near the basketball court.
Mhm.
And then there's one in the right-hand corner near the basketball court. It's up in the tree almost. The tree's we gotta get the tree trimmed. There's a light right up near the tree in the front corner.
They're on timers?
They're on timers, come on around 7:30 and shut off around 9 right now.
All right. I will let you know.
Okay. The next item, we've been asked by Town Hall to designate a member from the board to be a member of the CPC committee, the CPA. I don't know if anybody wants to volunteer. I'm going to be unable to do this. I don't know, Paula or Mike.
I'm
I know,
unable
Mike, you
to
might
do
have a
this.
situation. What's that, Paula?
I'm unable to do it.
Okay,
Can we table it and then I'll get an answer to you?
okay. Make a motion to table it, please.
I make a motion to table.
I
I'll
second it.
second the motion. All those in favor, Mike,
Aye.
Paula,
Aye.
Scott, aye. We'll table that and I'll talk to Tracy and see what the situation is with that. So as far as Mike, I hear that you had a conversation with some members from Town Hall and there's some potential to get some work done. I guess it was voted at town meeting. Could you apprise us of that?
Yeah, it was kind of a priority situation of what we can really get done this year. The first thing we discussed was the tennis court. We do have $50,000 to get it done. We're starting to get bids on it. Probably won't get done till September, but that's been green lighted. Let's see, the other issues we talked about were doing the parking lot at Clear Pond. We have $4,000 allotted for that, so that's something I'm gonna talk to Frank first to see if we can get it delivered, if we can get it, if he has the time to get it spread. If not, then we'll look at a time to it, but we are going to get that done. The building is coming down at John Pond. I don't have a date, but I was told it was going to be soon. We do have okays to do some signage, as we discussed. So I think that's pretty much what we're talking about right now.
Great, thank you. Paula, do you have any
I'm sorry, Mike.
comments?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Paula.
Mike- Yeah, yes, I'm sorry. Mike, what was that about signage?
Signage, we're looking to do the fitness trails. One thing that
Oh.
one thing I was concerned
Okay.
about is that people park all the way down there to where the gate is. And I don't think that's a safe place to park. You got trees, you got roots, you got that little fence there, people. I think we need to do a no parking sign. So people do not go down that path because they really shouldn't be parking next to Loon Pond. They really should be probably parking up by where the horseshoes are and maybe around there. I mean, if they're gonna walk, it's not that far of a walk. So maybe next meeting or something, we can take a walk down there. And we can get another sign that says fitness trail, so people know there's a fitness trail down there, because there's no markings down at Ted Williams so that people know there is a trail. So that's what we're looking at.
That
Some-
trail needs some work.
Well,
The first one, the sign for it is over near the water. You know, I mean, they've cleaned up around some of them, but we need somebody to go in there and do some work, maybe do some painting, cleaning of the signs, and revamping around the fitness apparatus.
well, those things need to come down. That fitness apparatus, they're rusty, they're loose. But that's just my opinion. But
They're
yeah,
actually pretty solid. The signs are a mess, but they're actually pretty solid.
well, would you go on them?
Sure.
So you and I will do pull-ups tomorrow. We'll go down there and do some
Yeah,
pull-ups.
yeah, I'll do my
Okay.
one.
Yeah, I actually walked it and the paths are nice and clear, nice and wide. So, which is great, but I'll look at the other stuff and I'll get back to you on that.
Paula, did you have something you wanted to add?
I was just thinking that a lot of what he's discussing in terms of where they're parking near Loon Pond, A lot of that is people are parking their cars to put their boats in and go down fishing. I don't know that they're all using the trail. So even if we don't like the fact that cars are there, people walking down the trail, people are still going to park there because they drop their boats off and they go fishing and
I
some
don't
from
know,
the
I
shore.
haven't, I've never
I'm
seen
sorry.
a boat. I've never seen a boat go down
You
there.
haven't?
You are correct, Paula.
Well,
You are correct.
I'm there all the time.
Yep.
And as long as they have an electric motor and no gas boat, they're allowed in there to fish, right?
Yeah, I know they fish, but what entrance are we talking about that they go down, Paula?
The one
Where
right
the
behind
root-
the trash.
Right, where the roots are and the trees, exactly where you're explaining.
Right
Yeah,
near
where
the tennis court, I mean, the horseshoe pits.
Yeah, where the gate is and the
Yep.
water pump thing is. Wow. I see canoes, but I don't see anything else. But all right, well, I'll come
That's
up
where
with
they
ideas.
drop them off. That's where they drop off their boats and then park their cars there and they go out in canoes and that kind of thing. And some families just fish right there. I'm just saying that they're
No,
not
no,
all
you're-
people
you're-
walking
you're
through the
right.
trails.
But I'm gonna see if I can come up with an idea. What,
Okay,
yeah, there's the leash dog thing going on there too. So there's no,
Alicia,
yeah, there's no sign that says, please leash your dog
Sure there is.
Where
there
is
is
it?
somewhere in the park.
There's
in the
the,
park. But
couple
not
in-
outside-
as you
not
drive
out-
into the park, they're in both entrances, but there's something down there. I just can't
Okay.
remember where it is.
Okay, I haven't seen it, so maybe I'm losing
No,
it.
I'm all for more signs on that.
Okay, just to make it clear.
Yep.
But that's it on the Capitol.
Okay. Paul, or anything else you want to add?
No, I was just trying to
Okay.
clear that up because I know that people.
No, thank you.
No, you
Park
are
their
right.
cars.
I was going to mention that, but you beat me to it.
Okay,
Old business. I'm just gonna jump right down. Horseshoes, we got a payment for Horseshoes. And we got a request for a tournament. Barring it being a wedding or something, I don't see a problem with it. I don't have the date. I know it's sitting in the office. I didn't bring it.
Okay, well, since I'm responsible for it, I'll grab it.
Okay. All right. So Horseshoes is good. We'll just make a decision on the tournament. We'll just have to check with the lodge to make sure they have nothing going.
Yep.
Co-ed volleyball. Have we received anything from them?
I haven't seen anything.
Okay. That's Jamie. Field hockey, you've talked with the gentleman and
Yeah, he
We're good
left
to
the
go there?
contract. Yeah, like he left the contract on the table, so I'll pick that up also and I'll scan them to you.
okay, great. I think we've already okayed that, so that's fine. Let's see, horseshoe tournament. Moving on to pickleball. Anything on the pickleball front?
He hasn't gotten back to me. He's got the contract.
That's right. We were waiting for him to give us a proposal, right?
Yeah, waiting on that. And then Ari and Rich want to take a look at that before we sign it.
Yep.
So,
Yep,
all right.
that's fine. Tennis courts, you already touched on the resurfacing, so we'll move on from that. Lakeville Tennis Club use of the courts, that's the pickleball. We've talked about the volleyball lights, and the only other thing is the haunted house. I haven't conversed with them other than I think I sent them an email stating the fact that, you know, the mosquitoes could put a serious damper on their whole project. Something they need to take into consideration. I haven't had a chance to talk to our liaison from the selectmen. I will talk to Leah this week. It's just been a hectic week for me, so I haven't been able to do anything on that front. I don't know if anybody else has, or they have any questions, or anything's cropped up. Paula, anything for you?
no, I haven't heard from them. I expected that they would want to come back and talk some more, but I guess
Yep.
we haven't heard from them.
Okay, all right. Any new business for the commission?
No.
I have a couple of correspondence here. One was from the Freetown Lakeville Softball Board. They'd like to come to a meeting. I proposed coming tonight. It was too short notice for them, so we're going to schedule them for our next meeting in 2 weeks. They just want to come and reintroduce themselves, seeing how we've had some changeover on the board, and just get on the same page with some of the improvements they'd like to do down there, and just like to talk to us about that. And I said, great, that's a good idea.
Perfect.
I wish all the groups would do that.
Yeah, no kidding.
And the other one was from Mr. Resnick. I'm not sure if he's on the planning or the open space, or I'm not sure. I can't remember. He talked to me on the phone, and I was in the middle of doing something, so I was kind of unfortunately half listening. He again wanted to come to our meeting tonight. Was too short notice. Plus, we had a bunch of things on the agenda already. So we'll schedule them for next meeting. We'll have the two groups on. That'll be the bulk of our meeting unless anything else crops up.
What's the purpose of his meeting?
Mark Resnick is the town planner.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So he's the town planner, and he was briefly talking about open space and the soccer fields and well, I won't call them soccer fields. I'll call them all-purpose fields over there in 18 that we haven't been able to get going. And he just wanted to come and introduce himself to the board and talk to us.
Good.
So I think that's a good thing. Communication's always a good thing. So we'll schedule them for the next meeting, the two of them, and we'll go from there. The other thing was Devaney had sent out a list of phone calls. I called one. I didn't get through to the other ones. Did anybody else call any of those people on that list?
No.
I believe I called somebody that was interested in the using the field over at John Pond Park. I gave her the dates and she hasn't gotten back to me, the dates
Okay.
that were free for her to use. And I did text her and asked her if she decided, but I haven't heard back.
Okay. All right.
And there was one phone call and I referred it to Doug about somebody in daycare wanting to use Clear Pond Park for the day. So,
Okay.
they got passed on to Doug.
All right. Okay. All right. I did print it out. She had a question about Clear Pond, so that may have been the one. Amber, was that the one?
I think so, and she
Okay,
wanted,
good.
yeah,
Okay, great. Then there was a gentleman calling about using Ted Williams Camp in the horseshoe pits. Russell, anybody talk to him?
No, I'll call him.
All right, I'll send you the number.
Thank you.
Carol Stevens called about Clear Pond Park.
I think so, and I forget.
Does it say
forget what
why?
the-
It just says has questions about Clear Pond.
Oh, you know what? I think she was somebody from Bridgewater wanting to know if she could come to the park, and I said I sent a message back, she can with a guest from Lakeville.
Okay,
In other words, she's a non-resident wanting to use the park, so I explained that, come with a resident.
and then there was a Brianna wanted to talk to someone about the cost of maintenance and upkeep at the parks.
Yeah,
I don't know if anybody,
I believe that that person is the person that's involved with all
yeah, she got up and
the,
spoke at the town meeting.
exactly, yes.
Brenna
about
Donahue.
the open
Yes,
space and
thank you.
stuff like that. And I think so she might be looking for numbers as in terms of the costs for things, but it has to do with the park or whether it has to do with the open space with the other issue at Lakeville Country Club, I don't know.
Okay. All right. I'll call that one.
All right.
Okay. Those were the items from the clerk. Is there any other business to be brought before the board?
No.
No.
No? Okay, then we can pick a meeting for our pick a date for our next meeting.
So it's the 30th, which is the Thursday of July 4th weekend. Is everybody around?
I'm not going anywhere. I don't know about you guys.
I'm good.
So that's July 30th?
June
July
30th.
30th.
I'm sorry, June 30th, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yes, correct. June 30th.
Okay.
Is that a
7
good night for
o'clock?
everybody?
That's great.
Okay.
Also on Zoom?
Yes, yes.
Yep.
Thank
Is
you.
that easier for you guys?
Yeah, it
Yes.
is right now during
Yes, it
the
is.
summer.
Okay. All right. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn if there's no other business.
Okay, I second the motion.
Mike, how do you vote?
Hey, yes.
Paula, how do you vote?
Yes.
Scott votes also yes, which will adjourn our meeting at 7:40 PM.